I've always wondered why some people are left-handed, haven't you? Well, it turns out that throughout history, being left-handed wasn't always seen as a good thing. People were even forced to switch to using their right hand. But why did this happen? And more importantly, why do left-handed people still exist if there was so much pressure against them? As it happens, about 10% of the world's population is left-handed. This isn't a new thing. Archaeological evidence shows this has been consistent for at least 500,000 years. We can tell this from differences in arm bone length and density in human remains, as well as from ancient tool artifacts. Believe it or not, scientists can often predict which hand a baby will favor based on its position in the womb. While genetics do play a role, it's not the whole story. In fact, identical twins can have different dominant hands. This suggests that handedness is influenced by a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. It's like nature and nurture are having a friendly arm wrestling match to determine which hand we'll prefer. Well, several theories try to explain this, but a recent mathematical model suggests it's all about balance. Balance between competition and cooperation. In competitive scenarios like combat or sports, left-handed individuals often have a surprise advantage. However, cooperative pressures push against this advantage. For example, sharing tools becomes trickier when people have different dominant hands. Many tools are designed for right-handed people, putting lefties at a disadvantage and even leading to higher accident rates. The stable 10% left-handed population we see represents an equilibrium between these competitive and cooperative forces. It's like a seesaw that's been teetering back and forth for thousands of years, finally finding its perfect balance point. So how does this play out in our modern world? Well, in sports, the data matches our theory perfectly. In baseball, for instance, left-handed batters have an advantage and are overrepresented compared to the general population. But in everyday life, left-handed people often face challenges with right-handed tools and technologies. It's a constant balance between advantage and disadvantage, like a cosmic game of rock, paper, scissors. Interestingly, some studies suggest that hunter-gatherer societies may have a slightly higher percentage of left-handed individuals. But we need more research to fully understand these patterns and their implications for human evolution and society. Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll design more ambidextrous tools and even out the playing field. So next time you see someone writing with their left hand, remember, they're part of a fascinating evolutionary balancing act that's been going on for hundreds of thousands of years. Whether you're a righty or a lefty, your handedness is a unique part of who you are, shaped by both nature and nurture. And who knows? Maybe being in the minority isn't always such a bad thing after all. After all, it's our differences that make the human story so wonderfully complex and interesting.